Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have a lot of people very upset right now, and it's kind of, well, somewhat justified. As of today, we have a brand new change when it comes to Xbox, where a lot of Xbox fans and also a lot of brand new potential Xbox fans are, at the end of the day, not feeling too happy. We also have some pretty big news too as well, with some people being upset with EA, and as well, even Red Dead Redemption, so basically good old Rockstar GTA owners, are, well, also under fire. So we've had a lot of kind of big gaming drama all throughout today. Don't mind my hair, just got the shower, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Reminder, guys, though, before we dive into the big sads of the internet day, make sure you guys go check out the Samsung links and the How links down below the description comment section. We only have a little bit of time left on that promotion, and as well with the Twitter and Twitch stream. We're live up on Twitch. You guys are born, of course, as well. I just appreciate you guys all so much for even being here in the first place. So first and foremost, let's go dive into some kind of bad Xbox news. Now, this is not the end of the world, but apparently today we've been anti-PlayStation and anti-Xbox, if you guys missed that video. But now we have a big change when it comes to Microsoft, where Microsoft shortens its Xbox Game Pass trials just before Starfield's release. Now, if you guys do or do not know, they did remove the $1 trial not too long ago, a few months ago. But then they had a chance to go have like an awkward limbo. They added like a family group plan, and after all that one happened, then they went and now brought it back. But now after they just brought it back, they are now apparently shortening the time span that you're able to go and utilize the trial for, which kind of makes sense on the business-wise, but at the same exact time, it makes me very sad, because if people want to scheme the system or sign up for the very first time and play through Starfield, which in my mind is probably going to take a lot longer than 14 days to go through, yeah, you're going to get a little bit on the sad side. So some folks are actually unhappy about this. Now, I myself, I've gone through my trial before, so if I ever do Game Pass, I just go pay the full amount. It's not the biggest deal. I kind of go with it. But Microsoft shortens its Xbox Game Pass trials just before Starfield's release. The $1 Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass trials are now only 14 days instead of the preemptive month it was before. So once again, kind of like you guys could probably assume why people are upset on this one. It's just, you get a little bit of a lesser value, and, I mean, you still get to pay the $1. If you have, like, a other big game release that comes out, I mean, like, you could still kind of work in the system. It's not the world's worst. Like, I totally get it. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. It's whatever. It's not the biggest change. What people have been complaining about up on Twitter, up on Reddit, some people are saying that Microsoft is starting to get a little bit on the stingy side, but at the same time, too, they probably want to spend a lot of money. They want to keep on investing money into Game Pass. And in theory, having people on a $1 trial doesn't really do too much for them. Like, it's nice to have people playing the games or keeping some multiplayer games alive. But at the end of the day, they're still hosting the servers, hosting the downloads, hosting everything else. And, like, at the end of the day, they're also a big company, and they still want to make money and turn profit. If everyone just keeps on trying to go do trials all the time, they'll never have a chance to fully go and optimize and utilize the money they can make. So it kind of makes sense business-wise, and I can't really fault them too much. Although I kind of feel like a month is the typical standard for trials, and I feel like if they already had it for so long, now it just seems like it's almost less incentivized for folks to want to sign up. So I can kind of go 50-50. I see why business-wise, in theory, it's still a good value, and especially for Starfield coming out soon, they probably want people to be on the proper paid plan, and after, like I said, like 14 days or so, it's probably still gonna be, well, how do you word it? Like, you're still gonna probably not beat the game, so maybe you're more incentivized to want to go and resubscribe, and at the end of the day, that's what they want. They want people subscribing to make money. They're pushing Game Pass. Starfield's gonna be one of the bigger game releases for quite some time. It makes sense. But basically, Microsoft has shortened now the $1 Ultimate Game Pass and PC Game Pass trials to just 14 days instead of a month, just weeks before the release of Starfield. After running for years, the $1 trial for the new Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers stopped in March before returning last month after Microsoft adjusted its Xbox Game Pass pricing. So the trials have typically offered a new Game Pass Ultimate and PC thing a month-long access to the subscription service for $1, but now they've changed it right before Starfield release on September 6th, so coming very soon. Microsoft previously stopped its Xbox Game Pass trials because the company was evaluating different marketing promotions for new members in the future. They also recently saw the Game Pass referral program appear in May that lets you invite PC friends to try out Game Pass for 14 days, and it's also be useful for two people as well who want to get started with Starfield, the first brand new IP in 25 years, which is the Skyrim in space, which I'm still hyped up for that. So the trial changes come around 1 week after also the price increases too, which a lot of folks weren't happy about, and the new Game Pass Core subscription plan to replace Xbox Live Gold. So as of right now, these prices have moved from $15 per month to $17, and the base Xbox Game Pass for console pricing has also been increased from $9.99 a month to $11. So it's kind of crazy to go and see this one too, because it's a little bit sad. Not the biggest depression going on here, but what can you go and do? Well, so did EA actually going close on their older servers too as well? Granted, once again, this is also somewhat justified for the Xbox 360 titles, because at this day and age, those are kind of pretty old at this point. But Crysis 3 is now actually going offline on September 7th. We also have Dead Space 2, which once again, we already on like the Dead Space 1 remake, so they might be making the Dead Space 2, and I'd rather have that online as well on December 8th, and same with Dante's Inferno on December 8th too. Now, these is also once again a little bit more on the niche side, mainly because like these are older games. I'm sure they're not too active, and of course as well, we're like a few console generations past the Xbox 360, but obviously those nostalgia fans or those very niche gamers are obviously not going to be too happy with that one. Now, once again, though, we had Red Dead Redemption really heavily in the news, and some of these videos are getting absolutely destroyed. Now, Red Dead Redemption's PS4 and Switch port announcement trail has been bombarded now with dislikes, angry comments, and a lot of folks are saying it's not really that worthwhile money-wise. Now, this is kind of crazy too, because I think they want to be pushing for the $50 price point for the old remaster remake as well. I mean, not for the remake and stuff, but like more just for the port itself, and that's what people are kind of scared on. So Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive unveiled what many believed would be a remaster remake of the Red Dead Redemption earlier on today. And although it appears early rumors may have hyped things up a lot more than it needed to be, instead it was revealed that the original Red Dead Redemption is simply being ported to both PS4 and Nintendo Switch for the first time, as the PS4 isn't backwards compatible with PS3 titles and the game has never been released on Nintendo. It's kind of a crazy game, at least in my opinion, to go and see up on Nintendo. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like I feel like Red Dead Redemption doesn't really seem like the most normal game to go and put on there. I mean, like there's adults that have Switches and parents and dads and all that, but I kind of feel like I can never imagine like little Jimmy going and playing Nintendo, any type of like, you know, Mario game or Zelda game and go and playing Red Dead Redemption. So basically, it's the announcement that's been catching a lot of the heat from Red Dead Redemption fans, and mainly because number one, it's not a full-blown remaster. So if people want to see these big hype games, like there's a lot of big rumors so far, which still could happen, like they're not like completely dissuaded, but right now there's a lot of folks that were looking for Red Dead Redemption, either remake or remaster, to be on current gen, mainly because we probably have the systems built up, they probably spent a lot of resources on games such as like GTA 6, and they also probably have a lot of assets from Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PS4 version, maybe just kind of port them on over. I'm sure they probably preemptively plan that, or have some way to go and mitigate all those sources. I don't see why they wouldn't, but one of the biggest things out here too as well is that it's $50. So people are seeing this type of stuff and people aren't really happy because it's basically just a straight port with no graphical updates or changes. And as well, you could also even buy the pre-owned copies on Xbox 360 for just a fraction of the price. And that's another big thing too, because I do believe you can also utilize the Xbox 360 version for, let's say, the Xbox consoles, because they always have the old school compatibility, like cross compatibility for prior generations. So a lot of folks are just like upset. Like this trailer has more dislikes than likes, which is typically the internet saying we don't approve. So Take-Two has attempted to justify the price by explaining that the game's Undead Nightmare DLC and several pieces of content from the Game of the Year edition are being included, though fans have also been keen to point out that the ports are also stripped of the multiplayer, which is also a really big version. Like I know a lot of folks who did the RP, who just wanted to play around, kind of ride horses and do all that type of stuff. So a lot of players are also pretty irritated that Red Dead Redemption skipping PC again, yet being a 13-year-old game. And there's a lot of folks who are not happy. Like we even kind of see stuff over here, like if you go on like say Reddit, of like do not buy Red Dead Redemption. It's $50, port of a 13-year-old game. No graphical enhancements, no FPS enhancements, no multiplayer, and it wasn't hard to port because of like the bad PS5 architecture. This is 100% the 360 version being ported for $50 13 years after the fact. And as people even calling out too, like on the Red Dead Redemption subreddit, really sad when the top post on r/Red Dead Redemption is don't buy Red Dead Redemption. And I'm kind of in the same boat because people are upset. Today, I think apparently just a lot of gamers are having tussles. We even had the PlayStation 5 news of people being upset with like the tournaments and the consoles and changes and everything else, which at the end of the day, like I can understand. Like it just seems like people are just on the upset side today. And this also stems to the fact that like basically Take-Two has done very, very well. They did go on like even say that Red Dead Redemption's 2 global sales have even passed 54 million copies. That is insane. That's very, very good. The game was a very good game. But that's why also I think a lot of folks have like these proper standards. standards. Like, they don't want to have to keep on dealing with these remakes. If you guys remember, all the GTA versions had a lot of bugs, issues, and reported very poorly, and a lot of folks don't want to have a repeat of that. Like, a lot of folks are not happy, a lot of folks are upset, and a lot of folks don't want to have to go and spend money, like aka $50, for a very lackluster and lazily done port that doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day. They also did go and say that during the first quarter of 2024, the game achieved an additional milestone of selling over 2 million copies, and this more like for the fiscal year rather than like actual year, in case you guys are curious on that news. So like I said, a lot of folks have not been happy with it. The Xbox Game Pass price points going down does not seem like something that sits well with folks, kind of more so penny pinching from these big trillion-dollar companies, never sits well with gamers. And at the same time, right before Starfield 2, I know some folks have been waiting to use their first ever trial to go check out the Game Pass experience, and now they're getting less of a, well, run-through. EA shined down old games, the niche gamers never enjoy that one, and Red Dead Redemption kind of feels like it deserves a slightly better love, mainly because a lot of folks just need it. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below, and of course, once again, check out the Samsung links and HOW links down below in the comment section and description. We have a few more days left in that promo. Thank you so much, Samsung, for being a partner, and hashtag adding with us.